Okay, listen carefully. And it's a new chapter for us today, political theory. The first chapter we studied about the values that needed for living a good life in the society. Okay. So now we are going to analyze each of that values individually, and a number of meanings are there for each of those values. Different meanings are there. Different meanings are there. Okay. So almost all these things are relativity is the relativity. Okay. So we know that. Okay, number of items or number of living beings. Okay, some are predators, right? Some animals are predators. Some animals are prey. Okay, so what makes a predator and a prey? Okay, for a chick, a cat is a monster, right or not? Yes or no? Huh? For a chick or a small bird, cat is a monster or not? Of course, right. And a dog is considering as a monster for a cat, of course. Okay, and the same time, a tiger or a lion is a monster for the dog or we people, right? So here we want to study the relativity related with these values. Okay, for different people, different problems are there. Different problems are there. Clear? So we know that human being is considering as the weakest animal in the world. Is that correct? Weakest one. Okay. Yes or no? Are we the weakest creation of the world? I mean, creation of the God? Are we? If we are discussing so, we will come to that conclusion. Okay. Okay, we are the weakest one. So, we don't know swimming. We want to learn that. Okay. We don't know how to speak, but we want to learn that. Clear? When you people are in a younger ages, you are learning number of things. But animals, you are observed animals there. We don't want to teach anything for them. Okay, they know how to fly, they know how to swim. Okay, no training classes are required. Okay, so that here is applicable. It is necessary. We want to understand number of things. Okay, we want to understand what is good and what is bad. What is a bad? Okay, some problems we will think that it is nothing for us, but it will create a lot of problem for other groups of people, other group of people. Just now I told. Okay, cat is a monster for a chick, and the dog is a monster for the cat. And it is relativity. It is there. Relativity. Always we are able to find relativity. Okay, but we want to analyze. Sorry, in this chapter we are going to analyze a particular value that we required to lead a good life in society. That is basically called as freedom. What is that? Freedom. So philosophers, political philosophers, they provided number of meanings. They interpreted freedom, the word freedom, into various ways. Various ways. Okay. So related with the freedom, we learned one more word that is called to be liberty. Liberty. Okay. If you are thinking so, we will come to know that what is liberty. Positive liberty is there and a negative liberty also is there. Positive freedom is there and a negative freedom also is there. Yes or no? Huh? By Karl Marx, it is basically called as dialectical materialism. What is that? Dialectical materialism. It's a concept of Karl Marx. Karl Marx. So dialectical materialism is nothing but if a night is there, definitely day also is there. Right? Okay. Understanding or not? Night is there, day is there. Okay. So everything has its own opposites, its own opposites. That idea is basically considering as dialectical materialism. So for easy understanding, I can say that if God is there, some people will say that the devil also is there or a ghost also is there, something like that, right? Okay, so in the case of liberty also, that thing is existing, it is applicable. Negative freedom is there, positive freedom also is there. Okay, before understanding what is negative freedom and what is positive freedom, we want to understand what is the real meaning of the term freedom. Real meaning of the term freedom. Okay, tell me, Amal Raj, what is freedom for you? What is freedom for you?
Free to do anything
Okay,
that I want.
so Amal Raj, For Amalraj, freedom is right to do anything and everything. Is that correct, Amalraj? Okay,
Yes,
anything
sir.
and everything. Okay, fine. Accepted that. What about Elvina Joy? Elvina, what is freedom for you? What is the meaning for freedom? What meaning of
Freedom, freedom is something that we all wanted to have,
Hmm.
and people are also some people are also some people are also uh,
Also,
and some people are also uh,
some people are facing problem with
due
what?
to
Due to
some people are not
restrictions.
freedom.
They are unable to enjoy freedom because of restrictions, right?
Yes.
Maybe number of restrictions are there. We know that social restrictions are there. Restriction that can make by the government. Restriction that can make by the people, those who dominating our country. That people also can make restrictions. Okay. So as per Elvina, free from the restrictions. Is that correct? Free from the restrictions. Okay. Come on. Next one, Ashish Benny. What is freedom for you? Come on, Ashish, tell me. I can hear Ashish. So connectivity trouble, I'm thinking, Ashish, I am unable to hear. Okay, let it. So I'm next time I will give the chance for Ashish. Okay, Aishwarya, tell me what is freedom for you?
As a student, for me, freedom is eat what I want, do what I want, go wherever I want.
Want to move. Okay. So these are the simple sense or simple meaning of the term freedom. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about some serious factors related with restrictions on people, restrictions on society. Okay, that all will create a number of problems in the society. So we know that our country once it was under the clutches of the Britishers for a long period of time, nearly 190 years. Okay, almost all the political activity or almost all the activity that related with the uplift the Indian society, that was restricted by the British government, restricted by the British government. Okay, so a domination of one foreign country on our culture, on our people, on our administration, restriction. Okay, so it is against freedom. Clear? The same time, we know that in South Africa, okay, so this is something connected with colonization or colonialism, okay. Most of the European powers, they moved towards Asian and African countries in search of raw material for their industries and to sell their finished products in the new market of or new markets in Africa and Asia. Africa and Asia. Clear? So they controlled these countries in Africa and Asia. Africa and Asia. They controlled a number of countries. Okay. So the people or the original inhabitants or the real people of those countries, they felt very bad because what the freedom they enjoyed till the day the Europeans reached at their country, they dreamt about that. Okay, they thought about that. Then they came to know that these restrictions are making trouble in the society. These restrictions are making problem for the individuals. These restrictions are making problem for governance and even in the family also. And restrictions that related with inequality, discrimination, that is against freedom, discrimination. Okay, so and one type of discrimination that existed in South Africa, basically connected as a racial discrimination. Can anyone say what was the term we used to depict that type of discrimination that existed in South Africa on the basis of race and color? Race and color, what is that? Racial discrimination that existed in South Africa. Heard about apartheid?
Yes, sir.
Apartheid. Yes, apartheid. So it's a racial discrimination. Okay, they discriminated the blacks. Discriminated the blacks. They used to call the black people as the nigger. Okay, the Negroes, the black people. Clear? And there is special provisions are there for the white people. The hotels for them, restaurants for them, schools for them. Okay, institutions only for the white people. Okay, basically the blacks are restricted there. There is no provision for them to enter in such kind of organization or institutions. Nothing of that. Okay, so it is against freedom. Here inequality, that is discrimination, that is against freedom. They restricted the freedom through discrimination. Okay, they are living in their own country only, but what happened? Foreign domination, that made a restriction. So we heard about a person, number of people. Even the 10th class you studied about a particular chapter is there in your English textbook, right? About the famous leader Nelson Mandela. Okay, I'm thinking that you people read that chapter well. Okay, because number of various, what you can say, factors we can learn from that chapter related with the freedom and the great leader Nelson Mandela's activity to attain freedom or gain freedom for the people of South Africa. Can anyone say that what is the name of the autobiography that written by Nelson Mandela? Name the autobiography. What is that? Anyone? Long Walk to Freedom. Right? Yeah, yes. Nelson Mandela, he's a man, he liked boxing. He used to like boxing. He used to like or listen music. He's a musician. Okay. But he gave up all these activities in search of freedom for his country. Freedom for his country. Long years, he imprisoned in jail. Imprisoned, that enough, right? Okay, imprisoned. He was in jail. Okay, and he fought for freedom. He know the meaning of the term freedom because he understood that the people of his country, they are facing lot of problem that related with this discrimination or inequality and inequality. So these two things are connected, freedom and inequality. Okay, so basically in this chapter we are going to learn about what is freedom, what is the role of freedom in the society and in the life of an individual. Okay, we know that we are social animals. Okay, number of human people together that creating the societies. Number of such kind of societies creating the state, the country, right? So each and every individual's freedom is valuable. Okay, freedom is valuable. So we want to understand what is freedom, why we want to fight for freedom, freedom. That is something that important for us. Okay, at the time of Indian national movement, Mahatma Gandhi, we know that a book that was written by Mahatma Gandhi, Hind Swaraj. Okay, we know that. What Hind Swaraj? We want, Swaraj means self-rule. Okay, we want to rule our country. We don't want any external control over the administration. That's what the aim of Mahatma Gandhi. Clear? That related with the freedom. Okay, we want to escape from the restrictions that made by the Britishers because we are unable to live or lead a life under such kind of restriction that made by a alien country or a foreign country. We don't want. Okay, so it is that much important. Okay, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he commented that freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. So for you people, for me, and for each and every individual, those living in this country, that's their right. What is that? Freedom is the birthright. Okay, we want to break the shackles. Okay, we don't want to lead a life with handcuffs. Is that correct? We don't like that. We want to fly under this blue sky like butterflies. Okay, so that's what our ambition, that's what our dream. We want to enjoy extreme freedom, extreme freedom. Okay, so Nelson Mandela, we know that he's a person. Okay, number of years he imprisoned, he was in jail, and the brutal punishments he accepted for freedom. So that much value is there for the term called freedom. Okay, and we want in our textbook one more great personality we want to discuss with her. She is from our neighboring country called Myanmar or Burma. Okay, do you know what is her name? What is her name? Heard about Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi. Heard about her? In class 9 political science, you studied this name. Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi. Okay, she is the one. She wrote a book. What is the name of the book? Any idea? Freedom from fear. What is that? Freedom from fear. So for her, freedom means, what is that? She want to escape from all those fear that made by maybe the government, maybe the society, or maybe the family members. Family members. So anyway, the freedom means liberty that make us lead a free life in the society without restrictions, clear? So that is too, sorry, the word freedom, it is too important for us. The term liberty, it is important for us, clear? Okay, the same time we want to know number of other things also that connected with the freedom, okay. We are enjoying freedom, and the same time we want to respect the right to freedom for each and every other individuals. Clear or not? Clear or not? So as per the fundamental rights, we have a special right. What is that? Freedom to speech and expression. Speech and expression. That doesn't mean we are hiring number of speakers and mics set and keeping all those things in a junction and speaking ill about the country, speaking ill about your neighbor, speaking ill about your classmates. That is not freedom. That is not a freedom. That is negative aspect of freedom. Right or not? So you want to know that people also have the same freedom. Clear or not? Okay. So move freely anywhere within the country. That is another freedom, right? Another freedom. So if we are moving to the area that is restricted by the military or army of India, so we will say that I want to go there. Anyway, I want to go there. That's my right. What is that right? Free to move anywhere within the country. Okay, it's a part of the fundamental right. Okay, clear. So we are asking the military personalities or military officers that we want to enter there anyway. Okay, what will happen there? Okay, we will return back home in boxes, right? Hmm? That only will happen, definitely. Okay, so we want to understand some limitations are there for each and every type of freedom. We don't want to go for the negative aspect or negative side of freedom. We want to enjoy, the same time we want to accept the right to freedom for each and every other individuals. So if you came to understand that, almost all the problem that is related with the freedom in the society can be solved smoothly. Okay, so that is important. This term is important. Okay, what is that? Freedom. So assignment is there for you. Find out. So already one assignment is there, right? What is that? Related with the philosophers, right? Is that completed? No. I told you to submit by Saturday, right? Saturday or not?
Monday.
Monday only. Okay. So let it. I will not give that work today now, and after that, afterwards I will give. Next Monday I will give that. Just note down. Just note down this assignment, but after Monday only you should do this one. Okay. Find out a brief biography or a short history, or write a short history of Nelson Mandela and Aung San Suu Kyi. A short history. Okay. Nelson Mandela and Aung San Suu Kyi. Rod? Okay. So restrictions are of mainly four types are there. Okay. Mainly from dominations. Next one, foreign aggression. Foreign aggression. Thirdly, social restrictions. Social restrictions are there. Social restrictions. Fourth one, restrictions by law. Restrictions by law. Restrictions by law. Okay, now I am going to discuss in which some restrictions we want to obey. Okay, at the same time we want to fight against some sort of restrictions. Clear?
Can you repeat the restrictions once again?
Okay, domination. 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 Second one, external aggression. External aggression. I mean foreign control. Foreign control. External aggression. That is against our sovereignty. Okay. Third one, social restrictions. Social restrictions. That basically related with females. Social restrictions. Even for males also. Okay. Social restrictions are there. Okay. Fourth one, it is restrictions by law. Restrictions by law. Restrictions by law. Not by law, by law. Okay. Restrictions by law. Okay. Listen carefully. The first case of restriction, it is domination. Domination. So already we studied about the problem of minority majority. Minorities and majorities. It's a serious issue in almost all the societies. Okay. The problems between the majority and the minorities. Domination. Even external, I mean foreign countries domination also. Okay, here within the country, so if you're coming to our country, majority people always trying to make restriction to the minority. Restriction to the minority. Number of problem they are able to create. Each and every majority, they are able to create number of problems for the minorities. Okay, because they don't know what is the value of freedom and liberty. Freedom and liberty. Okay, because of that, serious issues can be created. Okay, they can create serious issues. The majority can create. Okay, so discrimination is the first one related with that. Discrimination. Okay, maybe in 10th class in political science we studied about in political science first chapter. What is that? Power sharing. Power sharing. So in that you people studied about the problem in Sri Lanka. Problem in Sri Lanka, where the majoritarian principles that was adopted by the government, that created the problem. They discriminated the minorities. Okay, made them stay away, alienated them. No job for them, no admissions in the colleges or universities. Clear? Their language is not treated as equal as the language of that country. Number of problems. So all these restrictions that finally led to a civil war in that country. Civil war in that country. Okay. After the civil war, they came to know that want to provide freedom for each and every group of the people to solve all these issues, to solve all those issues. Then they came to know that the problem of freedom, restrictions. Clear or not? That's not good anyway. Okay, example, in your houses or in your home, your parents restricting you more than your, I mean, what we can say, patience. What will happen there? You will blast. Okay, you will rise like anything. Right or not? Okay, yes or no? Tell me, Alvina, what are the restrictions that can be created by your parents? Give me some examples. Basically, girls only will face that problem, restrictions. Tell me. Even boys also, but nowadays boys are facing that trouble. I'm thinking so. Come on. What other restrictions are there for you? How many restrictions are there? Countless.
I have no that much restriction, but
Don't open your mouth.
no.
Not like that. Huh? Okay, fine. So we'll discuss that later. Amal Raj, do you have any restrictions in house? Not to do this and not to do that.
For
Something like
watching
that?
TV.
Huh?
For watching TV.
To watching TV, restricted. Okay, then anything else? So anytime
The form of
you
aid
badly
also.
reacted against that? Many times.
Sometimes.
And today onwards maybe chances are that IPL is going to start, right? No? Is that correct? Amal is not a
No,
cricket
sir.
fan. Okay, no. You don't like cricket.
I'm some.
Some. Okay, fine. Anyway, so that kind of restrictions are there. We don't like the restrictions. If it's our parents says, elderly people says, teachers says, okay, you don't like restrictions. Is that correct? Is that correct or not? Yes, of course. So that is the value of freedom, that the value of liberty. Liberty. No one can adjust with that. Okay, if it is reasonable or without any reason also, it will take some time to digest, some time to digest. That's what the value of the term freedom and liberty. Freedom and liberty. Let it. So we discussed about the domination. Okay, so the majorities are trying to dominate over the minority. They can create the restrictions. Finally, it will blast. It will lead to number of problems, serious problems. Even a foreign country dominating also, this kind of what we can say blast we can find in the society. Okay, that's what in the form of national movements. National movements. Okay, we find number of historical evidences related with national movements that conducted by various leaders in different countries, Okay, almost all the colonial countries have the story of, not the story basically, history of their freedom fight and struggle for freedom, freedom. Okay, so we are Indians. Okay, we are learning that. What is that? The national movement in India, the freedom movement in India, the way towards independence, the path towards independence. Everywhere, if you are reading this, we are able to find out the problem that created by the British states on Indian society, Is that correct? Without the problem that created by the Indian society, there is no value for the freedom movement. Understanding or not? The British treated us like gods, or the British treated us like kings or queens. Why then? What the need of this freedom movement? Not needed basically. So something is there that we are unable to adjust with. Clear? So that's what domination. Next one is external aggression. At the time of war, for example, Alexander the Great, he invaded India. India. Number of Afghan kings they invaded. Okay. So that time also the people will face the problem of restrictions. They will lose. They are unable to enjoy freedom. Okay, that's what second case. Third case, social restrictions are there. Number of such kind of restrictions are there. Okay, girls don't want to go out home after 6 o'clock. Restriction, right? Don't want to wear this, don't want to wear that. Restrictions are there, right or not? Huh? Yes or no? Elvina don't know such kind of restrictions. Something that she is totally liberal. Her family is totally liberal family. So liberal family means you got the meaning now, right? No restrictions at all. No restrictions at all. Okay. So social restrictions are there. Clear? By what is the reason behind that, or what is the rationality behind that, we don't know. Anyway, that is existing as a restrictions. Number of people still today obeying that, accepting that. Okay, so I am living in this society, so I am accepting the restrictions of the society. Many such kind of restrictions we are able to find. Okay. And next one, the restrictions that can be made by law. Restrictions by law. Okay, what are they? What are the restrictions? Can you give some example or one or two example related with the restrictions that can make by law? Tell me. Example. Okay, Aishwarya, tell me, Aishwarya.
Speed limit in roads.
Speed limit in roads, correct. Then wearing a helmet, that's another one. Next one, smoking is injurious to health, right? Or it is prohibited in public places, right? So we are unable to say that's my freedom. I want to smoke. I want to drink in public places. Impossible, because that all kind of things are restricted by law. So for the sake of the humanity, for the sake of the social security, such kind of freedoms are restricted. Okay, so here it is positive, right? Positive. If some rules are there that can be create problem for the society or individuals, we will react badly against the government. That happened for number of times also. Okay, for example, the government's banned consuming beef. Consuming beef. Okay, what happened in Kerala? Any idea? You are eating beef or not? That's not a question here. You are like it or not? That's not a question here. We are socially or we are generally discussing the things. Clear or not? So, mate, you have a personal ideology or personal comments are there. Okay, wait, I will listen that later. For generally speaking, so is that good or bad? What is that? Restrictions on food items. Is that good or not? Can any government interfere in our food items or culture? We have a
No.
right there. What is that? Yeah, no. What is that? Right to culture is there, right? Right to culture. So food is a part of the culture. Part of the culture. Okay. When the government passed the law, number of political organizations in our state, they arranged beef fest to protest against that law. Protest against that law. So that's it. That's it. Okay. If governments are coming forward with restrictions, that is not that much appreciable or good for the society, the people will turn against that. That also we want to understand. Okay, we want to understand both the negative side and positive aspect. Negative aspects and positive aspects. Both want to understand. Both want to understand. So today we discussed about Nelson Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi. Spelling is Aung San Suu Kyi. Okay. But that is not the correct pronunciation. It is Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi. Okay. Next, we discussed about different types of restrictions, mainly four in number. Four in not four in number. Four in number. Okay. What are they? What are they?
Domination.
Domination. External aggression. Next one, social restrictions. The fourth one, restrictions by law. Restrictions by law. Okay. So all these things are basically connected with the positive aspects of liberty and negative aspects of liberty too. Okay. So just read the textbook and textbook first 2 pages. Okay, you can see the picture of Nelson Mandela and Aung San Suu Kyi there. Okay, up to that just read it. 2-3 paragraphs are there. Just read it and understand and analyze the things there. And we will meet in the next class. Okay, with more power and with more patience. I am able to see that most of your faces are dull. What happened? Huh? Continuous classes are there. Is that correct, Amalraj? Amalraj is so sad. Okay, fine. Whatever it is, we want to adjust with that. Okay. Okay, guys, we will meet in the next class, right? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Thank you.